If you'd asked me a few weeks ago, I felt that this summer window was shaping up to be like a 9 out of 10 for United. With Maguire going to West Ham, it looked like United were finally getting rid of the deadwood. The signings that were made were good, more were coming. It felt really good. And then it kind of got muted for a bit. And now we've got, 8 days left in this summer transfer window. And there's still so much more to do. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to run through what I feel could happen. Take a look at all the potential ins that I still think are realistic and worth a conversation, and all the outs that I still think are realistic, and we're going to take a look at it. And we're going to sum it all up by the end of the video. Give me 10 minutes of your time, and please, if you can, drop a like on the video. United have got a lot to do in these last 8 days if this summer is going to be what it needs to be for Erik ten Hag. Now, you remember the video I did at the start of the summer, and I said, look, this is what I put down as would be my dream window. Look how spectacularly wrong, by the way. And nobody could have guessed the prices. How spectacularly wrong I got the prices of Lavia and Caicedo. I had Caicedo down as an 80 million signing. I got Kane completely wrong as well. Man, yeah, the numbers this summer have really, really surprised us all. But I thought we were going to sign a goalkeeper, a younger goalkeeper, because I didn't think De Gea would leave. A centre-back, 2 centre-mids, a striker, and another striker on a free. That's now happened. And you can see the players that we've done on the sell list as well. They're McTominay, Martial, Maguire. Now, this is actually what's happened so far, right? These are all the transfers. So what I'm going to do is run through the full squad. We're going to speak about all the individuals who could still be leaving at this point in time. I'll bring you back up to date in terms of what's being said about them, and also take a look at the signings too. Let's go into it. And let's start off with Dean Henderson, because Dean Henderson was one I had an absolute banker for him leaving. And I still do think Dean Henderson will be leaving Manchester United this summer. However, and this is a really annoying thing here, I think I'm going to have to put him down as a loan now. It looks like Henderson's going to be going to Crystal Palace. And I imagine if it does happen, that he leaves on loan with an option or obligation to buy. That's just what my spidey senses are saying. And the way that this transfer seems to be shaping up. Henderson should have been an easy 20, 30 million. It's not going to happen. I mean, you can say that about another player as well. That's for sure. And we scroll down here and you know exactly who I'm talking about. Well, I'm not talking about Erik Bailly. Erik Bailly I still think will be leaving. But again, I think you might be looking at him leaving on a free, so I can't even change the numbers. I think both of those players will leave, but I don't think we'll get any cash for him. And Harry Maguire. Now, we're seeing and hearing reports from Mike Keegan and Daily Mail saying, look, watch out for the Harry Maguire situation. In my opinion, the only way Harry Maguire leaves Manchester United is if a Saudi Arabia club comes in for him, because no one else is going to match his wages. So I wish that I could put Harry Maguire down here on the expected leaving list, but I don't think I'm going to, and I really, really want to. Trust me. The idea that Man United should be getting north of 50 million for Henderson and Maguire, and we might end up with Henderson going out on loan to Palace and us not selling Maguire, just leaves you sort of scratching your head, doesn't it? It leaves you scratching your head, but I don't think we'll sell Maguire. I really, really hope I'm wrong. Scroll down here, we see any other names on this list. Bliss, Brandon Williams. Again, if you go over here, you see previously that I had Brandon Williams going down there for, where is he? 5 million. And it looks like we're more likely to see Brandon Williams leaving Manchester United on a loan with a view to a permanent deal. So that's another player who was looking like he's going to be leaving, but we're not going to get any money for him in the accounts this summer. And that's important, because if you look at how much we've spent so far, you're looking at a net spend of around about 120-ish million. Now, of course, all these three, that's the total price for Haaland. So that actually hasn't gone through our books. Same for Onana and same for Mason Mount. So I can't put an accurate figure on the amortization of those players, how much we paid up front and how much the rest of it's getting spread. So I would be guessing. But overall, it won't be 126. So technically, I suppose we still should have budget left. But that would just be in the realms of speculation, and I don't really like doing that. But Brandon Williams, another player that should be leaving for money that I don't think will. We go down here, we look at midfielders. I hope this one doesn't happen, but Pellistri could be leaving on loan. I'm not going to add that one in, sort of like opposite of visualize to realise. I don't see how we're strong enough in that department. I'd rather Pellistri stay there. Now, Van der Beek, this one's, again, weird. Again, really weird to go back to here. I had Van der Beek down as 15 mil. But I think if he does leave, and at this moment in time, I'll tell you what, it is quiet on the Western Front. It looks like Van der Beek's going to be leaving on loan as well. So again, not adding any money back into the kitty for Manchester United. We go up here. We see if there's any other names. I think McTominay's going to stay now. If he was going to leave, it would be that 30 million, but it wasn't enough for United. West Ham aren't coming back in for him. And look, man, you've got Mason Mount injured now. It's either McTominay or Hannibal who's really going to start against Nottingham Forest at the weekend. So I don't think Hannibal will leave on loan either. Thought that was a possibility to a Premier League club, but I don't think so now anyway. Well, you can take him off the list. Anthony Martial, I had him down as a 20 million departure, didn't I? As it stands, not happening. Maybe if a Saudi club comes in for him, that could happen, but I don't particularly think that will happen. So that's who I've got down as my sales. You can see I've added absolutely sweet FA money there. I've added none. I've had 2 loan deals for Henderson, 3 loan deals for Henderson, Williams, and Van der Beek, and buy on a free. I still think there will be multiple departures. That's what 4 I've put down there. I'm hoping it's more, but I'm going to guess 4. And now let's go towards the signings. All right. So there's one signing that we pretty much know is looking like it's happening. It's by India. The Turkish goalkeeper from Fenerbahce. You're looking at in the region here, right, of 7 million euros, which is, let me quickly do my exchange on that. What's that, around about 5? 5.9. So we're putting down a 6 mil. Putting down a 6 mil. That would take the total signings up to 169. Buy-in there is not going to be someone who moves the needle massively this season or summer. But we need a backup goalkeeper. That's who Erik ten Hag has identified. And I know there's compilation tapes going around. Man, compilation tapes can make anybody look good or bad. I've just got to trust the scouting of United. And this one in particular is... I'm not sure which one I find more frustrating. Which one do you find? I think a lot of people are going to say the Amrabat one is one they find more frustrating. I've done that like 160-page scout report. I said I haven't done it. I've read it, the one that Steve helped put together. Man, this dude just ticks all the boxes for like the sort of midfielder that we miss and we don't have. Now, Gravenberch, I think if we do get Gravenberch in, I think that's going to be Gravenberch on loan, right? So that doesn't change. That doesn't change the money down there. And I really, and I'm going to keep doing it. Visualize the realize and all that. 194 mil that takes out to. I hope that both of these lads come in. You might say that that's going to make our midfield too busy, but I don't think it will. Right? Gravenberch is 21. He won't be demanding to play every week. He probably will, actually. That's why he's leaving Bayern Munich. But it's not about that. It's about options. Different options for different games, different midfield setups. Sometimes you'll play 2 in midfield. Sometimes you'll play 3 in midfield. Sometimes you'll play 2 holding midfielders. Sometimes you play 1. A lot of different options and different styles, and that's what we don't have. And Amrabat is the ball carrier from deep, man. He's the progressor. Now, Gravenberch can do that, yeah, sure. But Gravenberch is good at driving the ball forward. Not as good as Amrabat is in terms of receiving the ball from his defenders first and being that deeper line playmaker, that quarterback, if you want to call it that. I still hope, just a little part of me at the back of there, still hopes that we'll see Gravenberch and Amrabat coming in. Let me take that out there, right, because that's now wrong. Gravenberch, if I was to say which one I feel is more likely, I'd say Gravenberch. If it's only going to be one, I think Gravenberch feels more likely. But I would love for United to get both of those in. So I think that's 1 new goalkeeper and 1 central midfielder, and I don't know which. But also, I think there is a possibility of an attacker. And the reason I'm saying this is because of Mason Greenwood. I think Ten Hag, well, I don't think, Man United were planning for life with Mason Greenwood in the squad. Therefore, Ten Hag would have been planning for this season with Mason Greenwood as an option, which is now not the case. So if United could sign 1 more attacker, I asked this on Twitter this week. I'm going to take a look at some of the responses, see what you're saying. Who would be a realistic sort of option that we could go for? Let's see what you responded and said. Icardi, well, that's not realistic. Taremi, that's the guy from Porto, I believe. Him and Martial to Porto on loan. Damn, someone's making some good food around here. I'm hungry now. I need lunch. Anyway, back to this. And Nesri, is that a guy from Sevilla with an obligation to buy? Mbappe, someone's been drinking. João Felix, no, it's not happening. Mason Greenwood, good luck with that. Vlahovic, Dybala, no. Sydney Van Hooijdonk. Kudos, no, I think Kudos would be too much. Taremi and El Nesri, another couple of times at Brian Brobby. Taremi again. Valvekhorst, nice. I just get a sneaky feeling. I don't know. I might be completely wrong. I probably am completely wrong. And it's just, this is the eternal optimist in me because I know we need another attacker. Ten Hag needs more. He does. This squad currently, if we're going to be improving on where we finished last year, finishing third and winning the League Cup, and we want to improve on that Champions League, get close to the top two, the gap's too big. They were already above us last season, and Arsenal gone and signed Declan Rice, Havertz, Timber, unfortunately, he's out for the season. We have made good signings, but the squad is massively weak in midfield. I wonder, what would you rate that summer if it happened? If these three transfers happened now, and we ended up with 6 signings, Mount, Onana and Højlund, Bayender is as backup goalkeeper, and then we brought Gravenberch and Amrabat in. Let me know what you think there. I don't think we need to look at the actual totals down here because I think, let's be totally honest, I don't quite know what the amortization costs are and how you can split those down. But if that happened in this week, I think I'd be happy. I think I would be happy. Wouldn't be perfect, but we need if we got Gravenberch and Amrabat, of course, I'll be over the bloody moon. Who am I kidding? Now that's sort of my predictions and my feelings about what could happen and what maybe will happen or won't happen. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll take a look at this after the end of the window, because this time next week is transfer deadline day. And United, in my opinion, still need a backup goalkeeper, still need 2 central midfielders, still need a striker or an attacker, and still need to sell 4, 5, 6, 7 players. Not much to do then, United. Off you pop.